Nah, I
And
ain't
we
saying
are
it.
live. We
We
are
live for
live.
real now. Hey, we live. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey, so everybody, before y'all come in, I'm gonna just let it be known I lied on the promo what time we will be starting. I know
Cause
niggas
you
got
a lion. You's a
producer
thief.
battles and shit that they trying to watch. So or that we trying to watch, excuse me. So
You ain't watching it. Don't be lying.
so yeah, we went ahead and got it started early so we can go ahead and get it on out the way. So we can get it on out the way. Y'all go ahead, go to Facebook.
So we can. Hey, check this out though.
Well, check what out.
Hey, check this out though. Something I learned in this quarantine though. It ain't something I really learned. It was something that was solidified. You know what I'm saying? People not really loyal to you. They loyal to what you can do for them. You know what
Look
I'm
at that.
saying? And with that being said, free Joe Exotic. You feel me?
You don't need Joe Exotic free, man. Why do you want Joe?
Yeah.
George,
For what, nigga?
Joe Exotic is a predator. Hey, you see he got coronavirus?
He got coronavirus, man.
I tagged you in that on the Twitter.
Yeah, I seen that, man. He got the Rona, man. He ain't that old. You feel
Hey,
me?
Corona really shifting shit up because Takashi out.
Hey,
Tekashi
Takashi done got out.
and it's
I feel
a
like if
president of
Takashi, if
Michigan.
Takashi 6ix9ine can get out, then free Joe Exotic, man.
Nigga, it's a prison in Michigan where 200 inmates got coronavirus. POs, COs, all of them, all jacked up about it. This man died in his cell, and they letting out entertainers because they got weight and got pulled. So we can laugh, but the shit
That's
wild,
real.
and it's getting bad, and it's gonna get
Yeah,
bad.
it is.
Better.
It is too. Hey, and too, something that's so real too about this coronavirus shit is real. Just real quick, man. It's so impactful that my wife attended a funeral online today.
Yeah,
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Like, well, and two, the death had nothing to do with the coronavirus. Just the fact that the coronavirus is so serious, they could not have a funeral. They
I
could
think they
not have more
like
than
10 people.
10 people. That's it. That's the limit.
It's wild, man. Like, I mean, a friend of mine, mother passed away. A couple friends, we went to church together, and so I knew all of them. You know what I'm saying? And I've been wondering a whole lot about how they were navigating and dealing with that because as soon as it started hitting, they went from 50 to 10 to 3, and so it's wild out here.
Yeah, and you know how it's crazy how everybody was like, "Oh, do you know anybody? I don't know anybody that's got the coronavirus. Do you?" Yeah, nigga. Now we do.
Now we do. Hey, to me, that's what's funny is it started off as a thing that was way out yonder, like the old folks used to say where I'm from. You feel me? Then it started getting closer and closer and more at home. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we find.
Eventually, and I think I heard this reflection from people in Italy. They said we went from knowing people who had lost their job, and everybody started to know somebody or some bodies who were affected, and it shifts from that to knowing somebody who passed away. You know what I'm saying? So those are those are sobering words and takeaways from people who's just like, before you get comfortable thinking, shit is business as usual. It's just not. You know what I'm saying? Like, and things are about to change for us. So I pray it never, hits on anybody's doorstep, anybody that we care about that's in our lives, that, our loved ones. I pray it never come to you or your house. But, just make sure you protect, being careful.
For sure. Well, hey, real quick, and if y'all on Facebook, make sure y'all go into the bottom of the chat where it tells y'all to turn on the notifications so y'all know when we go live and y'all know when we post, just so y'all can make sure y'all tune in. You feel me? Make sure y'all share the video.
Trying to bring you some great edutainment during this social distancing.
You know what I'm saying? Because y'all ain't got nothing else to do. Shit.
It's also not in the crib. Be ever so kind as to like it, to love it. Thank y'all for
like it. You can laugh at it.
Let us know. Yeah, you can laugh at it. I'll take you out. Please emote. You know what I'm saying? Try to keep your sad faces to yourself, but just let us know you in the building. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate it. And of course, comments too, because we about to get this conversation rolling. We're gonna get it finished real quick too, because I got something to watch at 6 o'clock. Okay, so this is a quick show. He's mad. Matter of fact, start the show so I can tell y'all why he's mad. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. What's good, everybody? Y'all know what it is. It's the Chop Up Saturday Quarantine Edition.
Saturday quarantine.
Y'all doing good out there. It's your girl Toya G in the living room in a pair of sweat shorts and a t-shirt, vibing and rocking out with y'all real quick. Who I'm on this thing with though?
Hey man, I'm live from the laundry room. You feel me? It's your boy George Lee, aka Consciously. Don't forget the Lee. Make sure you check out GeorgeLeeSpeaks.com and make sure you bring it to me, to you, to a place near you.
Yeah. Who else?
Y'all know what it is, man. It's your boy Damo, the political plug. avoiding all of these sick folk, keeping my ass in the house. You know what I'm saying?
The least you
And
can
so
do.
yeah. Quarantine
Hey,
Saturday, we in here.
Hey,
It's a
tell
party.
me I seen the Samuel Jackson. I read his book with the "Stay your motherfucking ass at the house." Tell me I seen it. You
Yeah.
seen it,
Love.
Damo?
Yeah, no, I seen it. Yeah.
Samuel-
Sam Jackson, my nigga.
Period. That's my uncle. That ain't. I don't remember him ever being problematic. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember ever having to wonder if I got to disown a nigga or nothing. He was my uncle my whole life.
Hold on. Man, she said Samuel L. Jackson ain't never been problematic, but that nigga played the most Uncle Tom.
Oh yeah, I'm about to say. He played it so good though. He played it so
that's what
good.
actors
I
do.
had to remind myself at the end of the film. There's like, hey, George, that man is named Samuel and not Stephen.
Bad man. Shout out to Samuel Jackson. Listen, Samuel L. Jackson, because niggas get lazy.
Yeah, get it right. Samuel L.
Samuel.
Drop the whole extra L. Like you got to pick one. But nah. Snapchat.
Let's get the Snapchat.
And just pepper in some current news. First and foremost, congratulations and salutations, salute, and big honor go up to it. The list is longer, but we're gonna focus on 3 major NBA players who are being inducted into the Hall of Fame. Those players are none other than the legendary, posthumously inducted candidate Kobe Bryant, as well as
Mamba.
Man, big dog Kevin Garnett, as well as one of my favorite players in the league, your boy Tim Duncan. And it's exciting to see. We love to see it. Did you laugh at my like of Tim Duncan? Did you smile at that politely? It's a bad man right there. That's a medalist right there, boy.
Yeah, whatever you say. You're a Celtics fan, so you know when you start talking about basketball, I always kind of get a little.
Listen, if it wasn't for the clothes and the hat you wear right now, I wouldn't even respect your opinion about sports, sir. So back up off me. You know what I'm saying? Wear your Chiefs attire. Let us celebrate the kindred spirits that we have.
Yeah. I taught Toya how to play Madden also, by the way.
You want to talk about the score?
Ooh, that's what was the score? What was the score? Shout out to you, Dr. Dancy. What's up, Josh?
Look, that's a whole story though. That's a whole story.
All right. We don't even have to talk about it. I told you I wasn't gonna talk about the score. You taught me how to play, and then for the rest of the game, I'll beat your ass. But it's cool. I love you, and I appreciate that experience. They said something about idols become rivals. Just something crazy.
Anyway,
Damo,
right now.
Teacher became the master that queen.
But you know, I will say to keep it on topic before I gotta before we do too much. Instagram is cracking.
It is.
Instagram is cracking. I feel like Instagram has probably been dying. And the coronavirus brought it back to life.
And a lot of interesting.
Hey, brought it back to life so crazy where it crashed like 2 or 3 times in the past couple days.
I mean, we're gonna talk about, because I know what we want to say about Instagram Live, and I'm gonna get there. But also, niggas been acting a fool on Instagram Live, like Tory Lanez. What's the dude name?
Tory Lanez is wild. Boosie is wild.
Hey,
put your lips on the curb.
Put your lips on live. I give you $1,000.
Listen, they've been on there having people cutting up. And so last night it was a lot of skepticism about them killing the whole 2-person on live function because everything was so crazy. But come to find out it was just down. These DJs though been getting off. These DJs been getting off.
Shout out to D Nice, man.
D Nice
man, showing out.
300,000
people. That man had Michelle Obama in his chat. That's right. And then the next morning he was on Good Morning America.
he's on Instagram Live right now. I was jamming to that before we started.
Oh yeah, like, definitely.
I mean, it definitely had 50,000 people just chilling on a Saturday, mid-afternoon, evening, early evening, just vibing. Even a lot of my local artist friends, a lot of my friends have, started to spin and get on live and do their DJ thing and been killing it. One of my favorite artists on Instagram is DJ Artistic. I think he's from the West Coast, so he's from out here. He is out here, but then he went to school with like family on the East Coast. Does a lot of DJ and he doing his thing. So DJ Artistic is lit. But if you got you some money from staying in that you would have spent out, go ahead and tip these little DJs. Find somebody having a DJ parties. Find somebody having a happy hour. They usually post and they cash
$1, $2. You feel me?
Blessing them.
And it ain't got to be the famous niggas. You feel me? Just DJs in your hood. Just people that y'all. Yeah.
Outside of that entertainment though, we definitely got these battles. These they're not even R&B battles. They whoever want the smoke battles. That's been happening on IG. Matter of fact, that's why we getting off in about 20 minutes, allegedly. Because you know what I'm saying? We're trying to get to the battle between tonight is Lil Jon and T-Pain, right? So we've been having those battles pop off. It started with Swiss Beats. I'm gonna give y'all the chronology real quick. Started with Swiss and Timbaland. They then kind of became the organizers of the battles. From there, we translated to
Who won that?
I want to say Tim won that. I think the people voted Tim won it, but I'm not absolutely sure. Then
Hey, how are they doing these voting polls? Like how are people voting?
Okay, so the ballots are as follows. So usually Timbaland and Swiss Beats are the ones who get the final count, but you got people like Ebro, you got DJs like not Tim Westwood. What's the other white man name that's always in the mix of something being worrisome? A whole bunch of different people. You be having a bunch of different
Peter
people.
Rosenberg.
I think that's his name. I think that
he fuck with Ebro. He fuck with Ebro.
But just different people, but also just common people, right? Going back and forth, having conversation. But I think none of this I've ever heard has been unanimous. Like I've never looked back at any of the feedback and been like, this is the who won and who lost. It's just been good fodder for commentary and back and forth, you know what I'm saying, over the next few days. So the battles are as follows: 20 songs, artist to artist, right? And these are producers, these are songwriters, these are artists. They playing their best, most popular songs back to back, right? 20 songs each, just which ones had the biggest impact, and 1 minute 30 seconds a song, right? So you do that, you put out songs, and then the people are commenting and going back and forth, deliberating, doing whatever. We had Sean Garrett and The Dream won that one.
Sean Garrett had no chance
at all. Jonte Austin and
Jonte Austin. Who that is?
Jonte Austin is responsible for hella Beyonce songs, hella I think TLC songs, some Tony Braxton songs. He's that nigga.
Okay.
And he battled against who? I don't know why this person is slipping my mind right now because it was my favorite battle. Jonte Austin and who? Neo. Yes, thank you.
Neo.
Neo was a great songwriter, so a lot of people
forget Neo.
He wrote some Beyonce tracks too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Songs on top of some Chris Brown songs, a whole bunch of stuff, right? Then you jump to this most recent battle that was supposed to be Scott Storch, who was responsible for a bunch of Terror Squad, bunch of DMX, bunch of Beyonce,
He's responsible for the 2000s.
He's across
basically, yeah.
I think he's one of the only people in these battles that got music coming out. Like I think he's like releasing new music, but it was supposed to be him and T-Pain. They said that wasn't a good match because T-Pain is a songwriter and a singer, and Scott Storch is more of a producer. So then they slid in Juvenile. That was interesting.
No. So Manny Fresh.
Yes, who played a lot of Juvenile. Sorry, it was so much participating in the battle. That battle played out interestingly. If we talking about hit, Scott Storch won. If we talking about the culture, Manny Fresh won. That brings us to tonight.
Because the culture was what matters.
Hit
It's boy T-Pain, and then tomorrow, as Dr. Nancy pointed out, is Babyface and Teddy Riley. So just a whole bunch of good conversations.
They have to tune in.
Hey, and Damo.
Yeah.
So just let me ask you.
Yeah.
Who do you think is going to win the Teddy Riley versus Babyface?
Who you got?
It's a tough one because I want to say Teddy. I really do. I want to say Teddy Riley. But we talking about Babyface though. You feel me? Like that's the only thing. Like Babyface one of like the goats. Like Teddy Riley, like if you compare their careers, right? I do think like in terms of musicians, like singers, artists, Teddy Riley edges out
longer. Come on, like for longer.
No, I'm talking about just in terms of like they catalog in like in terms of just day songs, like Babyface songs and Babyface albums. Yeah. Versus the projects that Teddy Riley was a part of, like Rex and Effect. All I wanna do is zoom, 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 and you boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas, I know about that. You feel me?
But I feel like Teddy Riley is gonna have a greater diversity in artists. When I think about Babyface, I think a lot of ballads. I think a lot of slow.
You think unbreak my
baby making music, but you and I love you, my wife, or my husband, my partner.
Yeah, definitely.
When you think about Teddy Riley, I feel like you end up
Biggie D, no doubt.
You know what I'm saying? Or New Jackie, a little bit more provocative, if you will. Just a little bit of flavor and a texture. Of it.
Yeah. It's a little bit more niggerish. Like Teddy Riley's a bit more niggerish.
When you said
so anti-black, that was so anti-black.
Playing stuff back and forth, man. I think the jury is gonna be out. Oh, come on.
Dr. Nancy said mute Damo. And mute to you. Hey, Dr. Nancy, look, bro. Like, listen. I feel I'm a fan of kind of like because we forget about like Shy, we forget about Next, we forget about H-Town.
Will you be my wife?
You know what I'm saying? Yes, like that's all Teddy Riley. You feel me? Like I mean, you see his influence. You see his influence in that. You feel me? Like it's more of like the class. You know, it's
but Babyface still gonna win it though. But though, you know what I'm saying? Teddy
Babyface is gonna win. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's up to man.
And one of my favorite. That's why these battles has been so interesting to me is because I don't even want to go like wiki their track record. I don't want to go.
I don't want to wiki. Show it to me.
They're DJs, right? They're musicians, so you got to figure out how to clash with somebody. It's not just having a list of songs you think slap that you did. It's you got to respond. Like niggas be like, oh, in the comments, and then you be like, what they gonna play? And then they hit you back, and you like, oh, you know what I'm saying? And you could just tell. Yeah. Like for example, with that Neo battle, it came out to the last 5 songs. You know what Neo did?
What he did?
He played Beyonce 5th. But then later on in the battle, he was like, I gotta go with myself. I gotta bet on myself and play himself like second. Nigga, don't nobody want to hear you no more. Play the Beyonce song. Like you do it right.
Yeah, I was Neo. I be playing myself too. Like Neo compared to this other nigga. Like Neo got bangers.
Some jams and the songs that he picked. Like this what you gonna play today. Like that was a cool song.
Now then I'm alone.
So it's strategery.
Cause right now it says that we
Come on.
You can't come to the phone.
Yeah. And I know it makes no sense.
George
since you walked out the door.
George seemed like a little country deacon to me, y'all. So whenever he starts singing for real, I get excited. My spirit get live. I want more.
Man. But that's lit. That's happening on Instagram. You feel me? Like I feel like, I mean, it's because this is the thing about social media. Is that, and this is the standard that Wiz Khalifa said, you was able to talk to them. You feel me? You was able to actually be more attached than just watching a music video or watching a concert. And like them engage. And I hope this don't stop. Like I hope musicians and artists and actors and actresses and I hope these people embrace the Instagram live or just these live functions and give people more of just themselves in terms of content instead of always trying to sell some shit to niggas.
Exactly.
Niggas fuck with
George in the comments. I love it. Jada says quarantine got niggas tone deaf. I didn't know what it was gonna take for George to get muted, but apparently
hey man.
Gotta love it.
Cause right now
Dr. Dancy cannot touch the mute button, goddammit. It wouldn't if Dr. Dancy was in control of the mute button, it wouldn't be no show. But it's lit though. It's lit though.
Hopefully we cut my volume back up now. Then you know what I'm saying.
But real quick, before we move on to the global chop or the social chop, the battle tonight, T-Pain versus Lil Jon. Who y'all got?
I've been trying to figure out. Like, is it as them as songwriters, as them as artists, as producers, as all three?
It's their hits.
Their hits, regardless.
You want hits. You want biggest impact. Shit that made everybody turn up. What is your best 20 songs that you had something to do with?
20 though? 20?
Scott Storch, for example, got away with like Still Dre because he played the piano at the beginning of it.
Oh yeah.
Because the nigga contributed the piano. You know what I'm saying? So like it's literally whatever you had a hand in that blew up, top 20 songs, what you got?
See, that's how I feel. I feel like I want to give it to T-Pain. But if Lil Jon able to use shit that people sample him on,
Lil Jon.
And see, I think that's a slippery slope that we not the competition open to. And I think T-Pain gonna win just because I think Lil Jon gonna end up falling into the same trap. At some point, I think he got a bigger catalog, but he's gonna fall into the same issues. Mannie
Fresh did,
where it's gonna sound It's gonna
Not
sound
only that, because he put on because I feel like they put on an entire genre, but they put on a scene, and I feel like they real proud of the scene they put on.
The scene,
So
yeah,
it's
that
not gonna
crunk
be able to
scene.
show this how you able to, you know what I'm saying, get on somewhere. Because shit. In my mind, being a Southerner, it makes sense that Manny Fresh plays straight, you know what I'm saying, boot music. You feel me?
Yeah.
I mean, and the thing about it, at the end of it, he was trying to, I could tell part of it was a pride thing, but also being clear, like he was like, this is for the love of the music, you know what I'm saying? It's just good to have artists who really have done this work to put people on, to just have a chance and a platform to just go back and forth and vibe. So he was trying to make it well-rounded. But when it's all said and done, like,
he did what he did. He did. Like, shout out to you know, you heard me.
Hey, at the end of the day, though,
oh, you baby.
T-Pain had a run like that only
for man.
like that only, you know what I'm saying, was the only person
Like,
that could compete with Lil Wayne at that time, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
When T-Pain was on his run,
I can't believe it.
I mean, but I'm saying him and
He was
Wayne
on all the remixes and
you
shit.
either had one, bro.
Remixes
He the king of the remixes. You either had Wayne, like in the 2010, like the before we got to the 2010s, the 2000s.
Yeah,
you either had Wayne in your
late
shit, or you had T-Pain in your shit.
Definitely. I feel like that was the Midas touch people of the hits. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you wanted to put one in them too.
I say the only other person who might have started to finagle in that is you was doing something if you got a Chris Brown record too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, Chris Brown record too. But I feel like the number of records.
Hey, but that's when he was going through it though. That's back when Chris Brown was going through it though. Like, Hey, but but a lot of these niggas couldn't compete with Chris Brown though. It's like some people shouldn't have no battle with, like, it's like Chris Brown, like even with like him being on drugs and all the other shit, allegedly.
Okay.
And the reality
it got me thinking too, man. The good people of Twitter, you feel me? Everybody that's watching this that got a Twitter, can y'all go make a tweet and say, hey, because I'm a Jacquees fan, but when he said the king of R&B shit, it's like, hey, bro, you wildin'. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? And I'm in my mind, it's like, hey, can you do a little battle with somebody to show us and illustrate why you the king of R&B of your generation?
That's another we.
Nobody's want to watch it.
That's another one. That's we don't want that. That's what that is.
I'll watch it.
Hey, look, Dr. Dancy said it ain't nothing like a crack album.
Hello.
Wildin'.
That ain't lying either, because the thing is, Chris Brown used to be that dude. You know, his issues aside, we got to determine if we can separate the art from the artist. But the truth is, he been out here living his little life and making terrible 50-song albums instead of, I guess, going through things and giving us.
If you took the songs and then you just kind of split them up, you got some good projects. 50 songs, even 25. Drake was tripping with that. Even 25 songs.
25 songs is too much.
Yeah, it's too much. It's too much.
Dr. Dancy said, who the fuck is Jacquees?
But here's the thing. Can I tell y'all what Jacquees is not a common name to spell, so he knows who Jacquees is, but his gut check.
Hey, bro, I'm gonna
definitely like.
I'm gonna be real. I think I've heard one Jacquees song. One.
You heard?
Hey, to me that 4275 album was hot. Like,
yeah, bro. You said a Jacquees album. Yeah, I don't know nothing about that.
The last album, the 4275.
Yeah, bro.
You know I do it.
But anyway, let's go ahead. I mean, y'all. So y'all tune in. Y'all keep it. You know what I'm saying? We definitely gonna bring y'all some updates as we continue with these quarantine. You know what I'm saying? Episodes. Jada. You feel me? We're gonna try to bring some more of y'all, some more of them to y'all, but shit, y'all, you know, just make sure y'all tune in. So let's go ahead and get into this social, this social chop.
Right. Social chop.
And today we talking about that money.
That's
money. You know what I'm saying? We talking about that money, that bread. You feel me? Your boy Trump talking about cutting them checks. You know what I'm saying? Them stimulus checks. You feel me? The legislation was passed. The bill is passed. They already setting up the parameters and the framework, you know what I'm saying, for how we getting it. You know what I mean? So real quick, before we get into the conversation, just the people, you do have to qualify to get the check, to get the stimulus check. The qualifications is you have to have a social security number. You have to have filed taxes in 2018 or 2019, or don't earn enough to file but receive social security payments. You have to have earned less than $99,000 for single filers and $136,500 for heads of the household, or $198,000 for married filers, according to the most recent tax return filed, and you can't be claimed by someone else as an independent.
As a dependent.
Right, right. You can. Somebody else couldn't have claimed you as an independent on last year's taxes or this year's taxes.
As a dependent, friend, I love you. It's not an independent. You have to be claimed as a dependent.
No, that's what I'm saying. Claimed as a. Was I saying? I was saying dependent, right?
Independent, and I love you for it. But you were saying
okay. I thought I was saying dependent. Thank you. I thought I was saying dependent.
N2, man. N2, something that's really important. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? For all the fathers out there that's behind on child support. If you're behind on child support,
yeah, you
is not getting that stimulus check.
Yeah, no.
You feel me? So this is a great time to remind all the fathers out there that's on child support. Listen, I don't know your situation. I know that there are abundance of situations out there. I don't know yours. You feel me? But this is a reminder. Pay your child support.
Hey, you should be paying that shit anyway. Right. The maximum payment is $1,200 for single filers with a adjusted gross income below $75,000, or single parent households with an adjusted gross income of below $112,500. Married couples who file jointly and have an estimated gross income or gross income below $150,000 will get a total of $2,400. All right, so that's what we're looking at. Right, we're looking at $1,200. $1,200. If y'all broke and married, you can get $2,400. You know, and it's based on your taxes.
Two things that I think should be specified. First, Terrell had a question that I think goes along with the child support part, but will that money go to child support or back in someone's pocket? It will not be at all. It's not paid to anybody. It's not.
I just read according to. I just went out of it. I just went out from the site, but I read that it will be sent to the child support agency.
I read that the money just will not be allocated, and that the family don't get it. It ain't like, oh, you didn't pay, so we just gonna send that money over here. We got you finally. The government keeps the money and you stay delinquent. So nobody gets the money, it goes back. But check that out. Just know you're not getting nothing. If you owe money, you ain't getting it. We don't know where it goes, but you're not getting it. The second thing that I think should be specified is how they got to the $1,200 amount. And I don't want to jump in front of anybody who was going to say that.
No, go ahead, because I'm gonna pull it. I'm gonna pull it up. I'm gonna pull it up as you explain it.
About why $1,200. Maxine Waters and Bernie Sanders were saying 2 stacks for as long as this goes off. We are getting a one-time $1,200 payment, right? So this is only going to happen once. The way that they got to $1,200 is that is the amount untaxed for working 40 hours a week at minimum wage, right? So $725 times 40 hours a week for 2 weeks gets us to the $1,200 figure, which is what they agreed to.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Get it.
That's great to know.
It's not just an arbitrary number. That was the math. But that tells you
that 40 hours a week for 7. I mean, for this for 40
hours a week, 2 weeks at $725 an hour.
2 weeks.
Yeah, I believe that's based on a bi-weekly paycheck.
Damn.
Wow.
That's wild.
Okay.
It's minimum wage times 4 because it's 4 weeks in a month. So two paychecks, that's $600 a month. You know what I'm saying, to a check.
Yeah.
Over the course of a month.
Yeah.
That's an important thing to note. The quantity over a month would be $1,200. That's how $350 a week, right? Oh, I'm sorry, $300 a week. But that's how they got to $1,200. And so a lot of families are like, okay. A lot of people are like, okay, but in comparison to a lot of other countries, pretty ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Canada, for example, is getting $2,000 for 4 months for a total of $8,000. And all these, I don't know. I don't know if they, how they do it if you're married or if you got kids or whatever. But I just know if you're an individual who lives in Canada, off the rip, you're getting 2 stacks.
Here we go.
2 racks. Then I know. Then I'm about to say, yeah, man. Then he says, you see, we got Denmark paying 75% of people's salary. We got Canada sending everyone $2,000 a month. We got England paying 80% of everyone's salary. And, USA only sending, that $1,200 check for some one time. And 2, it's important too that you see that these other European countries, and I think that it's important that this chart has the European countries because America is supposed to be a developed country, and all these countries are developed countries. And not only is America a developed country, America proud itself on being the #1 country in the world, and we see how those other people take care of their citizens,
which is crazy, right? Because it's like we sit up here and we talk about the wealth that exists in the United States, and people always say we're the richest country in the world, but we can't afford to pay our citizens' salary, or at least a portion of it,
especially
while
in
everything
comparison
is
to the other
now.
countries,
Right?
Especially
Compared
in comparison to the other countries that we claim that we're better than.
I mean, and to put it in context, right? Canada is sending it. I think they said for 4 months. It's like $2,000 a month for 4 months. You feel me?
Yeah.
But I mean, even that, when you look at $1,200, so they're like, all y'all worth is minimum wage. Even in states where minimum wage is much higher than $7.25. Like if you in a state where minimum wage is more than
$15 an hour or something, $10.
You feel me? It's like $13 an hour. But you talking about you get $7.20, you get $7.25, you get $7.25, you get $7.25. You feel me? It's crazy. Like what we seeing right now, and this is what I hope people paying attention to. We're seeing the failure of capitalism as it relates to government. You feel me? Because
specifically,
because what we're seeing right now, let's not even to talk about the failure of capitalism as it pertains to the healthcare industry, but in terms of just taking care of your citizens. You feel me? Making sure niggas is straight.
Hey, I think that we can quantify this with some numbers before we get out of here. We know that virtually half, or 49% of all Americans, are still living paycheck to paycheck. That's according to a new study conducted by the Geo Banking Rates. It says that 41% of men and 56% of women say that they are in some kind of precarious financial position. So I think that when you think about what it means for people to live paycheck to paycheck, right here, I also have the national median rent across the country, you feel me, for different bedrooms. So the average median rent for a 1-bedroom home in America is $965. You feel me? That's just the rent.
Yeah.
They don't include the water, lights, or internet, food.
What have you found out through this pandemic? Internet is a utility. It's not a privilege.
Well, definitely. Shit.
It's not a utility. It's a public good. Internet is a public good.
Definitely.
Well, yeah, in the same vein as water and electricity and things.
We seeing it. We seeing it. Shit, a 2-bedroom in America costs $1,197. The average. You feel me? That's the average national. You feel me? Now, if you go to different states, you know what I'm saying? Like Florida, if you stay in a 2-bedroom in Florida, that little one check ain't even enough for you to get, you know what I'm saying? One rent paid. You feel me? On the average.
Oh shit! If your ass stayed in LA, nigga, that's a studio.
California, 18. California, the average rent for California for 1-bedroom is $1,400.
I was seeing, this nigga T-Pain got his big ass chain on. I was seeing whole ass memes that was just like, the South is excited about this money, but the niggas on the East Coast and the West Coast looking like, what is we supposed to do?
Yeah, definitely. The South is, you feel me?
And that's why, I mean, and this is why I wish, I look at liberals and conservatives and I turn my nose up at everybody, because the even orientation of us being highly, the notion of minimum wage being so highly contested and that still being used as a benchmark to quantify the amount is stupid. We don't agree on minimum wage. So why should that be the fulcrum, the foundation, the epicenter of how we calculate?
Hey, I feel like Terrell said in the comment too, it's not allocated. So the fact that I feel like the fact that Donald Trump and a lot of our government tries to uphold, and not only Republicans, but liberals try to hold up a lot of this idea of federalism. Yeah. You know what I'm saying, in our country. To me, the fact that they use the universal federal understanding of allocating these funds is kind of wild. Like,
and see, this is the thing, bro. This is the thing. It's an appeasement. Because we have to remember, we are still in an election season. Yeah. In November of 2020, we will be casting ballots for a new president, people. Now, you got some places where they trying to figure that out. I mean, in terms of their primaries, because niggas is supposed to be social distancing. If you know anything about election or polling places, polling sites, niggas is the social distancing ain't possible.
And you can't do it online because there's no way to
monitor it like that.
Yeah, or check identification or make sure nobody's rigging elections or multiple voting or any of those things or corrupting the systems that they're using. I think even with these last primaries, they were electronic, but they weren't digital, if you will.
Yeah.
So like, none of the voting machines were even connected to the internet to take away the ability for Russian tampering or anybody else to
Right.
stuff.
Right. I mean, and you're dealing with a much bigger issue when you try to like cast ballots from like over the internet, because it like to try to come up with a security apparatus to make sure that that's safe.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like niggas don't even like putting their credit card information on the computer, let alone, you know what I'm saying? So the literal stimulus check was something that Trump could hold on to going into this election, because
especially the fact that we ain't got to pay it back. It ain't gonna be taken out about the next income tax, something like that. He gonna hold it. He gonna man.
Because look, when you look at the stimulus, who's getting bailed out? You about to see the vacation industry get bailed out. You about to see the airline industry get bailed out. You about to see a lot of corporations get bailed out based on them having buyback options. So all of the stock that they sold of their own company that they sold off, they're gonna have the ability to buy that back. You feel me? On the other hand, the people, us, what the bread that we get in this check has no relevance to cost of living. It has no relevance, you know what I'm saying, to making it through hard times, because even as we get it set up now, you got niggas that got to pay rent for April.
Mm-hmm.
People probably not gonna get their checks until for another 8 weeks at best.
That's exactly what Marquise was talking about in the comments. He said people gonna be hurt when the tax refunds don't hit until 2021.
What's good, Dion?
You know what I'm saying? Or don't necessarily even hit at all. Like I think people with the direct deposit stuff set up. See, like, and this is the thing, you have to have direct deposit to get your money probably in the month of April. If you don't have direct deposit, you're not seeing that money until May.
And it has to be a direct deposit that you already set up with the IRS when you file your 2018 taxes.
It ain't no sliding in trying to give them no account numbers now.
Yeah,
gonna be there.
Like, nope, we ain't finna have our sites crashing.
Lord, then they gotta figure out, because I don't think maybe not paying taxes does disqualify you, but I don't know if that's a disqualifying factor if they go and do a second wave of people who don't have tax information but who still need that relief, or how they're navigating that. But it's rough. Want to chime in with Terrell's comment? We were talking about the elections. There's talk of mail-in ballots, but in Georgia, the GOP is afraid that that'll hurt them. So those types of options probably will not be exercised. Keegan says a big part of this is also massive small business loan programs, restricting people to be hired, and mandates of rehiring them if they didn't get fired. And so there are a lot of barriers to us, pushing back and bouncing back as an economy.
Marquise said, I definitely don't have to.
I mean, I definitely do, because it's my money and I want it now.
It's my money and I want it now.
How you roll. They already got all my information anyway. So to give them a couple of numbers, a couple of keystrokes, ain't hurt my feelings at all. If they want
that, I pay income tax. Goddamn, I want my money back.
And too, shit. I know about the IRS. They wanted anything I got. They gonna come get it anyway. They gonna figure out a way to come collect.
Ain't no hiding from the nigga. So we good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I want my money. Shit. I don't give a fuck. Like, nigga, hey, check this out, IRS.
Well,
send me my shit.
Y'all want y'all money so bad. Tell me this. What y'all gonna spend this $1,200 on? What y'all doing? LLC Twitter does.
Hold on. Before we get there though. Before we get to what we gonna spend it on. How y'all niggas feel taking money from Trump though? Hey, let us know in the chat. How y'all feel about taking? This is the question of the day. Question of quarantine Saturday. How y'all feel about taking money from Donald Trump, man? And
while y'all typing them keystrokes in y'all comment section, I'm gonna say my shit real simply like this, man. This little stimulus check is not coming out of no Trump LLC. It ain't coming out of no Trump money at all. It's coming from some tax dollars. I pay way more taxes than Donald Trump paid, you know what I'm saying, in the past 15, 20 years, you know what I'm saying? Facts. So I'm not, listen, I'm gonna leave it simple like this, man. I'm from down south. Shout out to everybody in the booth, man. My nigga Webby said, I'm gonna take them little measly dollars and walk up like a model. Yeah.
Straight up. Cause look,
it's my money.
Give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, hey, let us know. Like my nigga Keith said, shit, it's in mattress. You know what I mean? It's done, gone. You feel me? Like, hey, so let us know. Right. Let us know how y'all feel about taking Trump. How y'all feel about taking Trump money? But in terms of what y'all doing with it, though.
What I
Work
was
for
looking
you.
at with is this notion that everybody in the same spirit of during the quarantine, you got to be being productive, you got to be working, you got to be doing something meaningful with your life, or you ain't worth nothing. A lot of people been saying you're not really smart or intelligent about your money if you do anything but invest this in a business or some project or something like that. So y'all gonna spend y'all money, y'all gonna invest y'all money. Is that a crock of bull? Like, how do y'all feel about this 1,200 when y'all get it in your hands? What's gonna happen with it?
I think that for a lot of people's situation, according to that little statistic I read, that is full of chicken shit. You know what I'm saying? My grandpa used to always say, you got no difference between chicken shit and chicken salad. You know what I'm saying? And that's somebody right there that's really
Did your
trying to
grandpa
serve
really
you
say
a
that,
plate.
bro?
Most definitely. Always. It's a saying down south. You know what I'm saying? And this right here is chicken shit trying to get past for chicken salad, man. We going through a global pandemic, epidemic. You feel me? I seen that Floyd Mayweather was struggling with that. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing, though. But
Hey, don't do that. Hey, that's
global...
anti-black, bro. That's anti-black, bro. That's anti-black. Don't do that. Let my man make.
Him? Nah, I'm not. To me,
Undefeated.
hey, he got money to invest in goddamn Gucci. He got enough money to invest in a good educator to get him to be able to
He can invest in
goddamn it.
phonics, huh?
So I ain't trying to hear none of that shit. You feel me? But what I'm saying is that if you expect people to be able to invest their $1,200 on some entrepreneurship and people ain't got no jobs, people ain't got no way to feed themselves, people worry about paying their bills, I think that's a very pseudo intellectual, fake ass bourgeoisie, old broke ass class working person that's trying to fake in front like they are ascribing to poor people don't sleep ass. Like, I ain't got time for it, really. It's like, to me, it's not realistic. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you have the savings or you have the situation where you can invest your $1,200, let's do that. But the idea of trying to chastise folks and I feel like, what are you doing with your $1,200? Like, stop pocket watching.
And so, I mean, that's what Kiki say. The same way I feel going to work every day during the crisis, the same way she gonna feel about spending that money. It's like a slap in the face to be given this little bit of chump change for all the hard work that you do. But when it's all said and done, it's gonna go in my account. And when it's time to pull that shit out, I'm gonna swipe that card or I'm gonna take that cash and slide across that counter and go on about my business. And that just really is that on that.
And then like the boy Key say, I'm sick of these wannabe billionaires with their Snapchat investment advice. Listen, and I said this, and I said this before. If you're taking financial advice from a meme that you have run across,
bruh,
on your social media, you need to reevaluate your priorities.
All I
know is if you broke and I'm broke, I don't know how you're gonna teach me how to make some money.
Can I backdoor that with some tweet heat?
Go ahead.
Twitter spoke and said a lot of these people during this particular experience is finding out the difference between being bougie and being bourgeoisie. So you need to back up and recognize you up here trying to, keep up with the Joneses and flex on people and try to, press people on not making investment. Baby, we all suckers in the system of capitalism. Okay. We are not, we are the proletariat. We are not at the top of this. We are the little cogs in the machine. Go read you a little.
Well, hell yeah. Unless you going live in your mansion.
Hate to break
shit.
This $1,200 is not about to save you. However, speaking of $1,200 and saving you, and this is kind of what T. Smith is talking about. If you got a little bit of money right now, you can go and do something real with real estate. That's an option. Keegan is also talking about buying stocks. A lot of companies, a lot of businesses are, you know what I'm saying? Like the stock market been all over the place. So a lot of shares is for the low right now. And these are, some of them are companies you would logically anticipate to bounce back. AMC, don't invest in them. Word on the street is that they won't be coming back with us when we get to the side of this.
AMC Theaters?
AMC Theaters is reportedly not going to make it through this recession. And a whole lot of other businesses. We laugh and I slid it in there. But it's not going to
you know what you
stop this.
My fault, tell you.
You good.
That's cold, man.
Because the thing is though, the problem, and I kind of fell into this in our last episode where I ain't fall into the problem. I definitely recognize it because it's like there are ways that we could benefit, right? Like right now, you can look at the stock market as a reset. This is the time, and I've been saying this. This is the time that millionaires are made, right? Like the Mark Cubans of the world. You feel me? The people who just kind of come up on the opportunity. It's not that they had an idea. It's that they had an idea or they had a plan at the right fucking time. Yeah, it's about timing, right? And right now, and just like T Smith said, or like Keegan is saying, if you have the income to spare, buy some stock because that shit is low. Like this is the time that people are able to get into it. When we going through like when it has its booms, you can't afford it. You're not gonna make no money.
Mhm.
This is the time when people make money on the stock market. When it dropped to the bottom and most people can afford it. You feel me? And then when it shoot back up, niggas start selling their shit off. Cool. I made a cool 15 grand. I made a cool 20 grand. You feel me? That's how that worked. The problem with that, and especially with these class traders, is in order to make those investments, you have to have income to spare, nigga. You have to have money to where it's like,
man.
I'm not spending it on, I don't have to spend this on anything now. I will spend this on something else.
That's
and the problem with most people who deal with these circumstances is they don't have
to spend money. I just literally read a stat: 49% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck.
So investing ain't the highest priority on a lot of people's radar.
What?
Now
I just gave you the average rent.
If you can invest, you know what else you should probably be able to do? Save. And if you could save, you would probably not be in dire financial straits in the first place, right? So you gotta kind of have a good idea about how the things are interconnected and work together. Marquito tends to disagree potentially about kind of the urgency of investing. He says now is the worst time to invest, especially if all you got is $1,200. That type of risk is not for this time. We don't know the effect COVID is going to have on the market long term. We are in a bear market. Folks finna take losses trying to enter a marketplace that is losing money. And so you definitely want to consult with people who know what the hell that they're doing and talking about. You don't want to just go and slide out there and think you up on a good idea or a good opportunity. Right. And I think this folds back into what we just talked about, which is the fact that you need to make sure you got money to lose as well.
You need to have a plan.
I'll tell you a problem.
Hey, and shout out to Mama Sandy Barley, man. She said, really, you don't want to just be dry ass on the market like that. You really want to try to go through a broker. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
that's really what that's solid to me. Like,
so my money, I have a couple of savings apps, you know, those little apps to help you save money connected to my account. One of them is called Acorns.
Acorn, yep.
Because it's like the stock market, but it's like penny stocks, little bitty money, whatever. So, you know, I've been having this Acorns account for maybe 4 or 5 years now. I'm not bashful about how much is in it. It's maybe $1,700 in it, $1,700 in it, whatever. Thing about it is it's actually 16 something. And just 2 days ago, I checked it and it was $1,700 plus in that account. And so I'm sitting here minding my business and literally making transactions. And those transactions, they're supposed to like take the change from it and then take $5, $9.
No.
I'm still putting money in this mug and my money is going down. I've done nothing. I've taken no money out of it. I had 1,700 plus last week. This week I got $1,600. Now I decided if it gets to 15, I'm pulling all my money out that shit.
Hell yeah. Shit, yeah, most definitely.
I made how cash is moving. So I'll let y'all play and do the stock market like that because I will say it was 17 and then 3 weeks ago it was 1,800. So they keep sending these emails out like the stock market is fragile. Don't get nervous. Keep your money in there. Don't do this. Don't do that. And so I'm trying to abide by a lot of that attention. But at the same time, I'm just hip to how, you know, things are, how quick they can change. So know what you're doing and know who you're talking to and have a limit before y'all just start throwing money all over the place.
And we also got to keep it in context, right? Like, because I think what Keith is saying, and Keegan and Keith is shout out to Keegan. It's been a minute. You know what I'm saying? Good to see you in the chat, bro. The distinct what Keith is saying is that it's going to get worse.
Oh,
right?
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's what I'm saying too.
yeah, it's gonna get worse. And so I'm not saying you know just go ahead and splurge right now because you'll definitely end up losing money before you make money. But the idea is that you want to learn how to play the game now. Like now is when you want to start learning because it's a crapshoot. It's definitely the stock market is definitely a gamble. But the idea is that shit, you play hard, you win hard. You feel me? You put in what you get out. You feel me? In most cases, we talking about gambling, so you can put in a lot and not get shit. You feel me?
Definitely.
So and also when we talk about the stock market, man, let's talk about the people that were preparing to retire next year, or even preparing to retire this year and had they shit all in their 401k. You know what I'm saying? They fucked. It's motherfuckers been looking towards 2020 to be like, all right, this is it. And because of what's going on with the market, they can't do that. You know what I mean? So it's contextual. It all has to do with the circumstances. You feel me? But you know, if this is the time to learn. You know what I mean? because this is how millionaires are made. Because it's a reset. You know what I mean?
It don't matter.
I do wanna ask y'all what myths have y'all heard as it pertains to the checks, like, you know,
I don't feel like not many. I feel like
not a lot.
I feel like the main myth I've heard is that people. I feel like because it's been so tied up in bipartisan politics when it comes to talking about, you know what I'm saying, how this check is going to be dispersed. A lot of, I feel like, Republicans are talking about don't be crying, talking about you gonna cash your check. Well, not even Republicans. A lot of people are saying don't be crying about cashing your check next year for income taxes. Like that's not even conspiracy. It's just not true. You know what I'm saying? But outside of that one, I ain't got nothing really.
I mean, I think the biggest conspiracy
Thank you.
Theory that I've been hearing is just the whole notion of the checks being taxed. They're not something you got to pay back. When you get your money, go spend it. Go do what you want to. I'm gonna spend half and save half. I'm gonna take $600 and buy some shoes. I'm gonna take $600 and put it in my savings account, and I'm gonna figure out that's what's happening now. Okay, so take it off. I'm gonna get the whole thing, not a piece of it, not $773, not, you know what I'm saying, $952. You're gonna get $1,200. It's yours.
$1,200.
You know, your third cousin with make sure you plan accordingly, because once you get it once, it's not coming back no more. Okay.
I'm gonna spend my $1,200 on the PlayStation 5 if it still come out.
Looking ass.
Yeah. They might not have the people to produce it yet, so you sit on that.
Right. They gonna push that shit back to 2022.
Everything, life is pushed back to 2022, my nigga. I wore some Halloween socks the other day, and the reason why I put them on is because that'll be the next time we get to go outside under our own free will. Okay.
Hey, think about social distancing. I guess we'll be easing up by the time we get to the holiday season. Yeah, possibly. You feel me? It's a best case scenario that come the holiday season we'll be easing up. You feel me? One thing the niggas could take from this is shit. If you're working, because we gotta make sure we contextualize all of this shit. Right. If you're working, the one thing that you will be able to do is save money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You will be able to save money. I mean,
you ain't buying no outfits really. You ain't going out. You ain't going to the club.
Yeah, I mean, because
can't go to the bar, can't go to the restaurant either.
You know what I mean? Because like somebody like myself, I go out and I have a bottle at the crib, but just because I want to be in the ambiance, I go get a drink. You know what I'm saying? Me and the wife will go get a drink. You feel me? But that's the type of, that's $100 in a night on a date night. Well, it's California. I said $100 on a date night. Shit, that's a cheap date.
Haven't eaten. When are you gonna eat? How are you gonna put gas in the car to get there? What are you?
You know what I'm saying?
$60.
You know what I mean? And so,
Keegan, shout out to your family, dog. It's whack. Family lost $100K to this.
Yeah, man, it's shit. I'm pretty sure it's people that lost a lot more. I mean, not to trivialize what happened to your family, Keegan, for sure. But it's just like that's the game of the stock market. But at the same time, a lot of the bullshit that we spend our money on, and not even to do that shaming shit. You feel me? Because shit, if you want to spend, like if you had a hard day,
miss the PlayStation, miss shoes over here.
$600 on shoes, and not even shoes that you're gonna wear every day. Shoes that I'm gonna wear.
Shit, on put light.
I ain't gonna lie. I spent my money on food.
That too.
I ordered DoorDash, and thank God for DoorDash now. But DoorDash needed to get the fuck out of my pockets, bro. Like, because the commercial where the nigga was just like, "Ooh, I could order," and just started ordering all type of shit. I'm that nigga. I'm that nigga.
I mean, I just I started saving money because I haven't been to work. I stopped working March 11th. So when I started realizing how much money was still sitting in my shit, if you don't think I wasn't placing lunch and dinner orders on DoorDash, like, well, dinner time, who's back by the crib? Who's
straight up
like tripping? So now
hey, man, I got two. I'm married with 2 kids. I don't know nothing about that shit.
We love you, man.
Yeah,
live through us, bro.
DoorDash,
but vicariously,
all that shit.
Vicariously,
yeah. I mean,
I ain't balling like that anyway. I guess. Or my kid's too young right now for me to have to. I don't know.
But see, that is a problem.
That would be $4.99 is $9 on, or $8.50 on DoorDash. So by the time you get done paying that, plus whatever little processing fee, plus that delivery fee they're gonna hit you with, it's not worth it. You're not gonna be able to family for $55.
Like $15 would it sound like? This for the extra $15 sound like?
Stupid.
Yo,
you could have just went.
I mean, I had to fuck around and get the DoorDash pass. so I can stop paying all them damn fees and delivery shits.
Yeah.
You feel me? Just because it just wasn't making sense. But as much as we talk about, you know what I'm saying, like the people on the front lines, we can give, you know what I'm saying, respect to the nurses. You know, we need to put them above everything else. But at the same time, these motherfucking DoorDash, fast food people, you feel me? Thank you for still feeding the world. You know what I mean? Walmart workers, thank y'all for still stocking shit so people can still buy the shit that they need. And cause I seen the meme and it was just like shit. All of the shit that niggas was saying was not essential, we now know is essential. You know what I'm saying? Like all those the jobs where it's just like, oh, that's just a job that a teenager will work. Or that's just something that you get for, that's not a serious job. Shit. Why the fuck they still working then while your ass ain't going into the office?
Serious job worker.
Questions I need answered.
Something to think about. But I know because niggas already got the music playing and shit, so I know it's the is that the wrap it up box? Y'all trying to move on that quick? You feel me?
I'm not gonna lie to you. 25 minutes into it, I'm interested in sliding to the side. We got plenty of time to meet y'all in the middle of the day, early afternoon, early evening to come holler at y'all. Just definitely tap in on this check vision.
Hey, but yeah, man, we just wanted to come to y'all real quick. You know what I mean? Get into it. Just talk about possibly getting paid. Y'all see, I've been wolfing in quarantine. Like,
hey man, we all looking rough, man. I'm sure that all the beauticians around America gonna make a whole bunch of money when this quarantine is over with, man. They gonna be booked.
The fact that black barbershops are not considered essential, by the way, I'm pissed.
What you say, Toya?
T. Smith in the comments said we need to cook, Dominique. We being shamed. T. Smith said we can make hamburgers, avocado, bacon, and chips for $4 for the whole family. And that ain't even a lie. It's the truth.
Yo, yeah, you're not. He's not. Straight up. Grocery shop.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
But we're definitely gonna come back to y'all with some more coverage of life. Not all COVID included, but this is our real.
Hey, turn it down just a little bit, bro.
Turn it down. But definitely want to come back to y'all, holler at y'all about everything. So stay tuned. When y'all see the little live button pop up, tap in,
click, share, like, comment.
It's gonna be worth conversing. So make sure y'all do that. We tap in,
like, share, and comment.
In the house like y'all. So let's talk about it. And if y'all want us to talk about something, all you got to do is hit the inbox. Hit the inbox
or comment too.
Y'all know where it is. Hey, and make sure y'all following all of our social media. You feel me? You can find me at The Political Plug on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. You feel me? That's where I be mostly. I'm gonna start, you know what I'm saying, transferring my shit over from TikTok to Instagram, get back in the mix. But George.
Shout out T. Smith. Shout out to your son growing vegetables with the weed.
Hey, T. Smith, thank you for joining. Make sure you subscribe to the channel.
Appreciate
bro.
you, T. Smith. Definitely appreciate you for the comments.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate you tuning in. Man. But George, let them know. Let them know with social media.
The Consciously spelled, you know what I'm saying, correctly. I guess you feel me on all social media platforms: Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn.
The Consciously.
Yeah. The Consciously, man.
Yeah, Toya G.
I'm just Toya G. TOYUHGEE on everything. Holla at me.
Yeah. So hey, it's been real. Quarantine Saturday. We may be back next Saturday. We definitely gonna be back in the week. We gonna be coming to y'all more because niggas are at home. You feel me? So whether it's just me by myself, me and Toya, George and Toya, me and George, we're gonna get some shit cracking. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna give y'all some snap chops throughout the week. So it's been real. Y'all go ahead and check out those Instagram battles. Make sure y'all share the page, like the page, keep showing love. Share the video. And yo, we out.